Hey everyone, it is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, here coming at you tonight with another great show. We're starting off our master week with episode one. We're actually on Saturday. I know we're actually on Sunday, but this is actually Saturday night's show. And so if you're new, you will notice there's a QR code. Take your phone and with it, scan that QR code. That'll get you over to my link tree with lots of great information to help you become a better version of yourself and help others become better versions of themselves as well. So thank you very much. It is great to have you here with me. And I have a great show here for you tonight. I mean, a really great show. So what I want to share with you right now is that sometimes people don't get things all the time, right? And so tonight, I want to share with you something very important. But first, I want to thank those new people that are joining us. And if you are coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and associates. It's so wonderful to have you. And in doing so, hopefully you'll be loyal, just like many of the people that have been following me for so long. Those new people, just like the people that are watching us for many nights. And what are we talking about tonight? Well, that is a great question. And that answer is how to crack your egg. Yeah, I've got an egg here. I've actually got a little bowl here. I'm not sure if you can see it. And I'm actually going to take this egg. Here, you can kind of see it here on camera. Okay, I'm just going to take the egg, just like you can see up here. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to separate the egg just like so. And crack the egg. All right. So there was a little bit of effort and work into cracking that egg. But we're going to talk about this this week, and that's why we have this egg here, because what happens with a lot of people in life is they don't realize that they have to be forceful enough to break the egg, but yet they need to make sure that they are gentle enough but forceful enough. So again, they have to be forceful enough, and they have to be, but yet not too forceful. So they have to be gentle, but a little more forceful. So there has to be a balance between gentle and forceful. Otherwise, we don't break the egg. And if you're too forceful, well, then you get all shells in here, and it becomes a real disaster and a real mess. So this whole week is about how to crack your egg. Now, think of your life and different parts of your life as an egg. All right, so there's lots of things we can go into on this, but the first one I want to share with you is going to be you, right? How do we crack your egg? And so by crack, I mean a good thing. So how do we crack your egg? The first we have to understand is that our body, okay, is actually run by our subconscious. That's right, it's run by our subconscious. So because it's run by our subconscious, the way we crack ourselves, the way we really get to the heart of the matter is to uncover what's in here, the subconscious. So subconscious basically means things that are not conscious, things that we're not aware of. So when something is below the consciousness and we make it conscious, we become aware of it. However, our subconscious thoughts, and there's hundreds and thousands of thoughts that go through our head during the day, when we are able to harness the subconscious through meditation, other things, we actually will change the programming that's in our bodies. Because 95% of who we are comes from the programming. Now, that's programming that maybe you put there, maybe your parents put there, maybe friends put there, colleagues put there, teachers put there many years ago. And you're running that program, but yet you don't understand why it's happening. Even though you don't want it, it's still running because your brain's on autopilot. And your body just takes that brain's autopilot software and runs it, whether you like it or not. Now, we're not going to talk about how to break that. That's a little bit different. That's not tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is just understanding that our subconscious runs our body. So if you're saying to myself, hey, John, I can't do this, I can't do that, watch what you say, which we talked about last week, right? So our subconscious is what's running our body. Now, I use the analogy of an egg, and we cracked it here very well. And you see it's actually pretty well. There's no egg shells or anything in there. It's really pretty cool. I did that with the right amount of finesse, just enough force, but not too much force, or I would have broke the egg. I would have had a mess all over my hands, and I would have had shells in my egg. So when you think about life, right? What other eggs are there? Well, there's lots of eggs. So there's eggs all over our life. And sometimes people don't want to pick up the egg because they don't want to risk the mess of the egg, or they don't know how to handle the egg. So there are different kinds of eggs in different shapes and sizes. Let's think of that as an analogy to our body and things we want to achieve. They all don't get cracked the same way. They might need different force, etc. They might need different tools or different techniques. So when we crack an egg like this, it's pretty simple. But there are different eggs in our body and the things we want to accomplish that we need to crack or master. Now, the first time I cracked an egg many, many years ago, do you think I cracked it so perfectly like that? And I cracked this egg in the air, basically one hand. Pretty cool. And then I did the rest with two. So I did that little bit of breaking, and then I came here and then I just broke it apart really easy, really gently. But I did it in such a way that the egg, if you can see that, guys, whoops, was not actually was not damaged. So that's pretty interesting. The egg itself was not damaged, and so by us having the egg that's not damaged, it's going to take a little bit of water here. By having the egg that's not damaged, I think the most important thing is that we need to understand that an egg is really, really important. And so an egg is a shell. It's a barrier. And that particular barrier that we have, well, that can be the difference to our success or no success in life. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And so when we think about an egg and we think about how it's formed and how it works and how it has a job, which is to keep the important stuff inside safe, right? But yet it keeps the outer stuff, a hard shell, to protect the important things inside. So in our life, eggs are all around us. That's what I want you to think about for a moment. And so our brain is the first egg we have to crack. And if we can understand the subconscious, which we'll do in many other videos, but tonight I just want you to understand that the subconscious is the creme de la creme. That's what runs our body. You might say, hey, John, I don't want to learn psychology. I don't want to learn hypnosis. Okay, you don't want to learn it. Well, let me tell you this. If you don't learn it, then someone else is going to be putting programming in you, and you're not going to be happy with what you actually are doing because you're not going to realize that somebody's causing you to do things that are against what you want. So another egg in our life, okay, a really big egg is going to be a specific egg, and that egg is going to be walking, right? When we first were born, we didn't know how to walk, right? We crawled. So we had to learn how to break the egg of walking. Did we give up? No, we're all here. We're all walking, right? So an egg at its first glance might seem intimidating, but it's not intimidating. It's really about, hey, Kenny, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. So we're talking about an egg and how the egg is an important part of our life because there's so many things that we unlock when we learn about eggs, because eggs are the key to our body, because our brain is an egg, the subconscious, and other things in our life are eggs. And in nature, we've learned that eggs are there to protect other things that are very precious, right? So when we start to learn how to break an egg very gently, right, and get to its core, then we can really start to embrace success. Now, the first time you probably crack an egg, you might say, oh, John, I can't crack an egg. I mean, I'm all fingers and all thumbs. But you know what? The first time I cracked an egg, I made a mess. Okay. This was many, many years ago when I was in the kitchen. And I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to crack an egg. But, I started realizing that I just have to understand how do you crack an egg. And I remember I had to use two hands to do it. Now I could just use one hand and then. So I've gotten more comfortable with how to crack an egg. And so you'll get comfortable with your subconscious and you'll get comfortable with other things in your life. So another thing that is an egg that people need to crack is going to be speaking. Some people fear speaking. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. So maybe they're at their company, or maybe they're at a gathering, or they're at let's say, a wedding or something like that, and they have to give a speech or a eulogy, and they don't know how to speak because they freeze up. They get scared. They feel people are judging them. And the people aren't really judging them, but they just get so self-conscious. So speaking is one area that we need to really uncover the egg. And how do we become better speakers? Well, one thing we need to do is we have to develop a flow. And so in speaking, being a Toastmaster for many years, if you're not good at speaking off the cuff, which some people aren't, you still got to realize that there has to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you have to realize, how do you captivate your audience? If you can't captivate your audience, like today I captivated you by cracking an egg is just an analogy to getting to the parts of your brain that you can unlock, or your body that you can unlock. So we talked about the subconscious. We talked about walking, right? What's something else that most people want to unlock, like an egg, in their body? I'd have to say it might be memory. Memory is another thing that people want to unlock. Well, how do you unlock your memory? Well, real quick, just make it ridiculous. Make it so funny, ridiculous, that you just can't help but remember it. That's pretty cool, right? That's amazing, Kenny. Yes. So I take it you like my analogy of the eggs, and you probably missed my egg cracking, but you can always watch the video from the beginning again. I think it's a great analogy because a lot of people just who have never cracked an egg, they get an egg and they have to crack it, and they're like, I don't crack an egg. I'm not a chef. They never tried it. They never did something they were uncomfortable with. So that's why most people don't get far in their life, because they're afraid to tap the potential. They're afraid to potentially do it wrong. But we have to do something wrong before we can learn how to do it right. Right? Now, when we think about an egg, and just like you have said, you've cracked many eggs in your career to become proficient in your profession. A lot of people are fearful of cracking eggs. What if I break the egg? What if there's nothing in the egg? I mean, what if I make a mess? I mean, what do I do? Not much. You just got to realize that cracking an egg is an acquired skill. If you've never cracked an egg before, go ahead and try it. You're going to be like, oh, how do I do this? You're going to break a few eggs. You're probably going to make a mess. But when you learn how to crack an egg, you can be efficient at it. And when you learn how to crack the right eggs in your body, which we're going to talk about throughout this week. So we talked about memory. We talked about walking today. We talked about the fact that the whole subconscious is a very uniquely created egg put there by nature. And so it's designed to protect us so we don't get in trouble. However, sometimes we need to crack it a little bit so that we can expose some of its beauty, some of its potential. But a lot of people are saying, well, gee, I don't want to touch the egg. I'm just going to keep the egg, and I'm going to keep it under wraps, and I don't ever want to. No. If you do that, you're never going to grow. Now, I know cracking an egg might seem a little scary and daunting for some, but it is really a key to being success. I've scrambled a few eggs in my career path. That's how I learn, grow, and develop myself. Yes. And we all know, Kenny and everyone that's watching, that eggs, when they're scrambled, are great. But certain things in life are not meant to be scrambled, like in your career or your personal life. And when you put them together the wrong way, like, oh, I'm probably not going to do that again. So after you've broke a few eggs the wrong way, I think you're going to quickly learn how to break the egg the right way. Because if you know how to break an egg the right way, and yet you don't do it, you're going to waste time, resources, and money. And you're going to become really frustrated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you again this evening, as it is almost every evening that I'm here with you guys. I always enjoy it. I hope you'll take the opportunity to love, share, like, and support my channel. And of course, yes, go ahead and comment below. Have you cracked an egg lately? And I don't mean the one in the kitchen, but how many of you have cracked an egg in the kitchen, right? Have you done it right? And if you haven't, go ahead tonight and try to crack an egg and just see, are you able to crack it? Or do you have problems, so that it kind of goes all over the place? And then tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share it out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to, yes, go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MRLY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for the key phrase to help keep our content free. And then make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team that cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. We will invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities. You too, Kenny. I hope you have a wonderful, safe, happy, healthy Memorial Day weekend to everyone. And so when you make that choice, we'll put that into great content to get that back to you so that you can, yes, learn how to crack your own eggs and continue your journey toward success. Have yourself a wonderful, happy, healthy, again, safe Memorial Day weekend. And I will be back on Sunday with another egg to crack and explain. Take care, everyone. Have yourself a great one.